Hi, I'm Willow Blythe. Now, up until about a week ago, Ann Wilson did not know who Vanilla Ice is. I remember her exact words were, "Whose parents named their child Vanilla Ice?" It was hilarious, true, and I keep it as a very fond memory in the box in my brain labeled Ann Wilson's Missteps and Mishaps. Other memories that live there include the time over Google Messages she misspelled elevator as excavator, or the time she downloaded a file on her laptop 15 times because she didn't understand how downloads work and the stress broke her computer beyond repair. Now, why do I love recalling my dear friend's missteps and mishaps so much? Well, when there is someone who is as kind and clever and overall too good to be true as Ann Wilson, the little, somewhat embarrassing things are what stick out. These little things, like still not knowing any of the words to Total Eclipse of the Heart, remind you that Anne is not some angel sent to bless us with heartfelt compliments and Latin moments, but an extraordinary person and a wonderful friend who's back to share what I promise will be some amazing words of wisdom. Take it away, bestie.
The entirety of my freshman year was spent begging my mother to pretty please let me go to National Latin Convention. The first answer was no. Why would we let you go to Fargo, North Dakota to do Latin for a week without supervision from literally any adult we know? Well, fortunately for me, I found a workaround and got elected to TJ Sale office, so they had to let me go. I'd been wanting to go since my first state convention in middle school, and now I was finally getting my chance. This all seemed like an excellent idea, possibly one of my best, until I arrived at the Nashville airport at 4 a.m. after leaving my house at approximately midnight. I was running off of 15 minutes of sleep in pure terror. My first interaction was sadly not comforting. I met the girl who I was going to be sitting with on the planes both there and back, Isabel. Isabel was not exactly a ray of sunshine for me that morning. Trying to find a common interest, I asked her what musicals she liked. Her very kind response was, "I only know Heathers." Two problems with this. One, I'm not a fan of Heathers. And two, her tone. Well, I quickly decided that I did not like this Isabel character and got ready for a long flight. 2 flights and 1 slight jog through the Minneapolis airport later, I was in Fargo, North Dakota, my home for the next week. As we waited for our dorms to be ready, I got to know the people who would be my companions for the next week. It was my first time truly outside of my St. Mary's bubble, and I was quite nervous, to say the least. I was one of the only Memphians there, and I knew no one in my delegation. However, everyone welcomed me with open arms and kind smiles. The rest of the week was spent in general insanity, screaming our way through spirit contests, fumbling our way through academic testing, and speed walking around the campus. By the time the week was over, we had all become borderline excessively close and were not ready to leave. We cried as we waved our goodbyes to the iconic Fargo Dome from the plane and set back to Tennessee. Our time at the airport was filled with tearful goodbyes and promises to see each other soon that were never fulfilled. I set back to Memphis with a heart full of love and Latin. Now, you may be wondering, what exactly happened with that rude girl, Isabel, who I had the utter misfortune of meeting? Well, we're actually very close friends. Turns out, 4 a.m. Isabel, normal Isabel, they're two very different people. Isabel is actually one of the kindest people I've ever met, and we talk at least once a week. We did not talk very much after convention, but we were brought back together at a virtual Latin convention in mid-2020. Now, Isabel is far from the only friend I've made through Latin. Thanks to these virtual Latin conventions I've been attending, I've met so many of my closest friends. I even went to Arlington, Virginia this summer to visit some friends who I met at an online national Latin convention. I've spent many nights on Zoom laughing up a storm with people from all across the country. And I've got to say, none of this would have happened if I hadn't decided to go to Fargo, North Dakota for an odd event that no one in my life, except Dr. McFadden, was quite sure about. Sometimes You just have to take the risk despite what everyone is saying. Go to the strange place and meet strange people and do what many would describe as strange things. If you think it'll make you happy, then go for it. You never know what or who you may find. Thank you.